On behalf of the Russell Board of Education, the Russell Independent School System, and myself, I would like to welcome everyone to the 2016 Russell High School graduation ceremony. At this time, I'd like to be the first to congratulate our soon-to-be 2016 Russell High School graduates. A lot of people assisted these graduates along the way, and I would like to take a moment and highlight those people. Classmates, some of your lifelong friends are sitting before you. Take the time to enjoy and reflect your time with your friends. Teachers are the backbone of every child's education, and they help mold and develop these students from the time they enter kindergarten through the teenage years of middle school to becoming high school graduates. Teachers, thank you for what you do for our kids each day. District staff, bus drivers, custodians, office personnel, instructional assistants, cafeteria staff, and volunteers that do the work that doesn't always get noticed. Thank you for the role that you played to transition our seniors to today. The Russell Board of Education, Mr. John Jones, our chairman, Mr. Sean Witt, Vice Chairman, Ms. Judy Ledford, Mr. Terry Vest, and Ms. Jane Erie. Opportunities are supported and enhanced by our supportive Board of Education that is always looking for ways to improve the experience of our students. Thank you for your constant support. The Russell Flatwoods community, thank you for your support and devotion to our kids. Without the countless hours of volunteering, assisting the school, and being our biggest fan, you play a major role in the success of our graduating seniors. And last, but certainly not least, our parents. Thank you for allowing us to work with your kids each day. I reminded the students the other day to make sure that they thank their parents for being their biggest fan. So parents, thank you very much. Lastly, I would like to close with a quote by Steve Jobs. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Students, thank you for allowing us to be a part of this special day. I now would like to introduce the class president, Lauren Arrington Gross, and class vice president, Emma Caroline Eisen. Thank you very much.
We would ask you to join with us as Allie Elizabeth Wilt, honor student, leads us in the pledge to the flag and in singing the national anthem played by the Russell High School Band.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Allie. The commencement reading will be given by Maria Christine Clevenger, honor student. May I present Maria Christine Clevenger.
Good afternoon. I've been asked to provide some profound encouragement to my fellow graduates. I could have pulled an inspiring quote from many great sources. Instead, I'd like to take this time to share some advice imparted on me by a very wise fortune cookie. Stay strong in your convictions and you will prevail. Class of 2016, today is the day we part ways in search of what comes next. My hope for each of us is that whatever we choose to do with our lives, we do so with the confidence and character that we have learned here. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Thank you, Maria. The Russell High School Choirs, under the direction of Mrs. Teresa Russell, The Russell High School Choirs, under the direction of Mrs. Teresa Russell, will sing Brother, words and music by Bear Reinhardt and Bo Reinhardt.
Refugees in the wilderness, yeah, we can't find what we need. Get a little restless from the searching, get a little broke down in between. Paul chasing around the doors, and after his own teams. Everybody needs someone beside them, shining like a lighthouse on the tree. This song in the dead of night, there's a kid jumping on my head. Run away, drop a kid on the bed, and sweating on my hands, reached out for. I ain't made for rivalry, I can never face the world alone. You know that my weakness is so strong, but it's your love that brings me home.
And when you go and leave me near, saying where do you go, brother, I'm right here. And on those days when the sky begins to fall, you're the blood of my blood. We can get through it all. Thank you, Mrs. Russell. The valedictory address will be given by Ryan Benjamin Bronski, valedictorian. May I present Ryan Benjamin Bronski.
My fellow graduates, I am honored to be delivering this speech today. It is something I have looked forward to throughout many years of hard work. I would first like to thank all the friends, family, faculty, and administration who have guided us to where we are today. Your support will carry value throughout our entire lives. It all began when I moved here from New Jersey, entering the 8th grade. I still remember the expectations we initially had for each other. Most people expected me to say I came from New Jersey, and that I was friends with the cast of Jersey Shore. On the flip side, I expected a football-crazed small town that overused the word God. Although I was only partly wrong, clearly things did not turn out the way we had anticipated. In In fact, the unexpected became a common theme of our high school experience. After losing to Ironton football for decades, who could have guessed this would be the year we beat them? After a horrific year of soccer, who could have predicted Russell would become the region runner-up? Who could have predicted our academic team in Science Olympiad would dominate their respective state competitions after years of neck-and-neck battles? Russell High School has always found success all across the board, and we maintain that tradition. We can always remember the big goals we scored and the big games we won. All we have to do is look through the yearbook, and we can see our countless triumphs. What we cannot see is the work it took to get there. My advice to you is to remember it all. Remember the hardships, the devastating defeats, and the hours of work that you put in to climb your way to the top. Most importantly, remember the great feelings of pride you had in your moments of glory. We will certainly face many challenges as we move forward in life. Soon, it will be college classes. Later, it will be job interviews. There will even be obstacles around the corner that you cannot see today. How exactly we get past each of these, it is impossible to say. Nevertheless, the memories you keep from these last 4 years will be instrumental in your future successes. Pushing yourself to work those extra hours or run a little harder is easier when you know you have done it before. We accomplished everything we set out to accomplish in our time at Russell, and though many things were unexpected, they were certainly not by accident. I encourage you to let your unwavering determination of these last 4 years be an inspiration in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. The valedictory address will be given by Emma Caroline Eisen, valedictorian. May I present Emma Caroline Eisen. I'd like to begin by saying one thing. Attempting to write this speech when the only thing running through your mind is Braden Coon's whiny chorus of "Free Day" is really difficult. However, once I finally mustered up the willpower to put pen to paper and block those ear-grating words from my consciousness, I realized I didn't want to write some mind-numbingly long monologue about the daily rituals of a high schooler, or a long list of people I'd like to thank, which frankly would be impossible as there are far too many to count. Instead, I'd like to leave you with a small piece of advice which playing softball for the past 9 years has taught me. After graduation, each of us will begin a new phase of our lives. That may be attending the 4-year university, enrolling in technical school, enlisting in the armed services, or even directly entering the workforce. Whatever you do, you'll undoubtedly aim to be successful. In fact, the pursuit of success is the driving force of our lives. It pushes us to go farther, work harder, and dream bigger than we ever thought we could. The thing is, there is no finite definition of success. As we begin this next stage in our lives, people will constantly be judging us on how good our grades are, how many degrees we obtain, and how much money we make. One person's ideal future may be completely different from another's, and realizing that is a big part of growing up. This idea finally dawned on me during softball season this year. My senior season is swiftly drawing to a close, and I've spent more and more time these days reflecting on my growth over the years. One thing that sticks out the most about my softball career is that I've never hit a home run. Not in a game, not in practice, not ever. Some people may think that makes me a less successful player, but I couldn't agree less. What I lack for in power hitting abilities, I make up for in optimism, aggression, and pure determination. I'll never give up on trying to get that elusive home run, but I'm not going to base my success in softball on that one differentiating factor. And I refuse to let other people's judgments change my perception of myself either. It's not up to them to decide whether or not we fulfilled our goals. It's up to us. You are the one who, at the end of the day, has to look in the mirror and decide whether or not you're satisfied with the individual you see. Keeping this in mind is essential to becoming your own person and being happy with that person. With that, I'd like to leave you with this poem by Peter Dale Wimbrow Sr. I believe his message is something we could all learn from, and it's titled The Man in the Glass. when you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you, near to the end. And you've passed your most difficult, dangerous test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much for the memories, and I truly do hope that the man in the glass is forever and always your friend. Thank you. The valedictory address will be given by Cameron Chase Keaton, valedictorian. May I present Cameron Chase Keaton.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us to help celebrate the commencement of the class of 2016. We would not have made it through the last 4 years without your tireless support, and so we are honored that you have chosen to be here today. Thank you for guiding us on our journey through life. Even when we began this journey together as young children, we already had hopes for the present and fears about the future. Because we were small and lacked life experience, our hopes and fears were small too. Perhaps we hoped our parents would take us to Disney World, or feared that we would be eaten by the monster underneath the bed when we went to sleep. As we have grown older and increased in physical size and mental maturity, our hopes and fears have done the same. Now we are hoping to be successful in college, to find a job that we'd be happy doing for the rest of our lives, and to receive recognition for our work. Unfortunately, as our hopes have increased in magnitude, so have our fears. We are afraid of disappointing those who love us, of leaving our dreams unfulfilled, or of not living up to our potential. There will come a time where each of us feels challenged to the point where failure seems inevitable, and we are tempted to give up and just lower our expectations. When that dark moment comes, I encourage you to look to the words of William Ernest Henley. He was a man who knew great hardship and battled with an illness so severe it eventually resulted in the amputation of his left leg. In order to save the other leg, he spent 2 years in the hospital, and during those bleak circumstances, he wrote this poem. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbound. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Although I hope that none of us are in danger of losing both our legs one day, this poem is an important reminder that you cannot give up just because your circumstances seem desperate. We cannot always control what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond to difficulty. We can let it break us, or we can seize the opportunity to grow and become stronger. I've been with all of you long enough to know that if you do not let your fears dominate you, each and every one of you is capable of greatness. Although the two of you are the same, you all possess the same inherent strength and character. Our class was one of the most competitive to ever come out of Russell High School. Yet it never felt like any of us were acting against one another. We were always trying to better one another, never wanting to win and hurting our peers. I would not be here if it weren't for all of you guiding my studies and keeping me mentally sound. For 13 years, I have counted you as friends. And I am sure that you have the perseverance, intelligence, sense of humor, and resourcefulness to overcome whatever challenges come your way. Knowing we will all be leaving soon is a bittersweet feeling for me. From my first day of kindergarten to my last day of high school, I have truly loved Russell High School and the people in it. I am sad that soon I will not see most of you very often, but I am at peace knowing that you are going out into the world to make your dreams for the future come true. We are the masters of our fates. We are the captains of our souls. Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. The valedictory address will be given by Alexander Tree Wynn, valedictorian. May I present Alexander Tree Wynn.
begin, I want to give props for the incredible honor it is to address a class of this caliber. For my speech, I simply want to offer some solemn thank yous to all those who have helped me and my classmates on our journey to this moment. So here goes. On behalf of my class, I want to thank all the families for being here and helping us celebrate this occasion, as well as your unwavering support to get us here in the first place. I want to thank the teachers for their guidance and for their devotion to us as students, but even more importantly, as people. I want to thank our custodial staff, the culinary staff, and our newly introduced resource officer for providing us with a clean, healthy, and safe learning environment. I want to thank our coaches for sponsoring extracurricular activities, allowing us these past 4 years to be more than just schoolwork. I want to thank our counselors for putting us on the right track to success and rerouting us whenever we got derailed. I want to thank our superintendent, the Board of Education, Principal Chafin, and the rest of the administrative staff at Russell High School for supporting us in our academic endeavors and civic activities. We would not be the same decorated scholars without you all. Now, on a personal note, I want to thank the graduating class of 2016 for these past 8 years. I firmly believe moving to Russell is one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. Whether you're an active or passive player in my life, you have molded me into the person I am today, and I cannot be more grateful. One of the memories I cherish the most is when I played Hey Soul Sister in the Beta Variety Show. I remember the distinct roar of applause that followed my performance. I remember seeing everybody come together and supporting me when I put myself out there. This memory has struck a chord with me, and I don't think I'll ever be able to forget it, even if I tried. Now, I realize there are countless more reasons and countless more people to be thankful for, but I worry that if I try to list it all, it would no longer be bold. And I couldn't live with myself if I did that. So graduates, I encourage you all to take the time to express your gratitude to everybody here. It would mean so much more than me doing it for you. Class of 2016, together we have achieved so much, especially this incredible final year together. You all are the reason I am proud to be a Russell Red Light. Heading into the future, I hope that life continues to give us all reasons to be grateful. Once again, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Alex. The commencement address will be given by Colonel Gregory Scott Keaton. In November 1989, Colonel Keaton was appointed as one of 1,400 from 12,000 applications to the United States Air Force Academy for the class beginning in June 1990. He was 16 years old and starting his senior year of high school. He graduated from Russell High School in June 1990 and left for Colorado Springs, Colorado to begin his appointment to the Air Force Academy. In June 1994, Colonel Keaton graduated from the Air Force Academy and was selected as one of 225 applicants for their undergraduate pilot training. Colonel Keaton quickly rose through the ranks and in October 2013 was promoted to the rank of colonel. Since February 2015, he has been the wing commander of the 80th Training Wing at Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, Texas. Colonel Keaton is the son of Greg and Linda Keaton of Belmont. He is married to the former Glory Blair, also a 1990 graduate of Russell High School, and they are the parents of 2 sons, Gregory, who is a freshman at Baylor, and Timothy, who is a member of the junior ROTC at his high school. May I present Colonel Gregory Scott Keaton.
Lauren, thank you so much for that introduction. I must say that when I was sitting at my graduation more than a few years ago, I never expected to have the opportunity to be here providing remarks for a graduating class. My brother was kind enough to remind me that as valedictorian of his class, he's already spoken from this stage. But this is my first opportunity. It truly is an honor for me to be here with you all today. I would also like to thank the Russell Board of Education for inviting me to speak this afternoon. My family and I always enjoy coming home to visit, and this was a perfect opportunity for us to visit. This afternoon, I'd like to relay a few of the lessons that I've learned since I left Russell High School to you, the graduating class of 2016. I'm keenly aware that the time of useful consciousness when listening to a speaker is short. Perhaps the reason they put shiny badges and emblems on our military uniforms is to keep everyone looking at us during these type of engagements. Nonetheless, I'll try to be brief and hit the highlights. To the class of 2016, This afternoon marks a significant achievement in your lives. Congratulations on all that you've accomplished so far, but I hope you all understand that you have not gotten to this point in your lives all by yourself. The family and friends that are gathered here in the gym have poured out love, tears, sweat, and possibly blood to guarantee that you would be able to successfully walk across this stage. I would also venture to say there's a fair amount of money that's been spent on your education, not including those glamorous caps and gowns that you're wearing. I'm not sure how much your Kentucky education costs up to this point, but it was not free. I did a bit of research to see just how much it does cost in our state for an education like this. The average cost just a few years ago was $9,316 per pupil per year. So without getting into too much public math, the state of Kentucky has invested around $121,000 on each one of you. I would venture to guess that some of you would rather have that cash in your pockets, and I know your parents would love to have some of their tax money back. But you should realize how much our community values your education. That investment will continue if you continue on to college or by your future employers. And that investment will be much greater. For example, the cost of the Air Forces involved in the program I command today spend approximately $1.1 million a year to make a pilot. If you're like me, you won't fully appreciate the sacrifice that your family has made in your school career until later in your lives. But when you do, I encourage you to send a text or an email or call your mom and dad, your aunt and uncle, and even your younger brother that falsely accuses you of beating him up. Tell them that you appreciate them. Your family may not expect that from you. In fact, they may pass out if you say that to them. But they deserve it. Don't forget that they have probably rescued you from some unbelievably precarious situation that you were able to concoct for yourself and have loved you through it all. Another group you should thank, and I expect you already have to a large degree, are your teachers and the staff here at Russell. Sure, it was their job to teach, but they could have done it without caring about you as a student or even considering your future. But I know that they do care about you, each and every one. Now, I've heard a few of you, they just care that you're leaving. But seriously, your teachers know that this community we live in relies on their success and instructing you on more than just how to write an essay or how to solve a math equation. They were responsible for molding you into a productive member of our city, our state, and our country. When I walked the halls here at Russell, I had those kind of teachers, and I remember them all. One was more interested in my success than others. You see, I had my mom as my senior English teacher. Now, there are positives and negatives to having your mom as a teacher. Sometimes I thought the negatives outweighed the positives. If one of my friends got a bad grade on a test, somehow I was partly to blame for that. But the perks were pretty good as well. One such perk was the class seating chart. I got to help in setting up the seating chart in my class, and somehow all the prettier girls in the class ended up sitting all around me. That perk turned into me marrying the pretty girl that sat in front of me that year. So don't miss out on opportunities that present themselves in your future. You have to watch for them. After graduation, I spent a few weeks at home, but then I was off to college in Colorado. Sadly, I lost touch with lots of my friends that I had in my class. Tonight, give some hugs and shake lots of hands. You may be staying here in town or you may be moving away. Either way, it's likely you will never see some of your classmates again. That may be a relief for several of you, but remember, you've had some truly incredible times together. No one is guaranteed more time on this earth, and I hope you have no regrets in your future. Now, I've been able to come back to Russell on quite a few occasions, and I'm always pleasantly surprised to run across some of my friends when I do. Think back on your fun times together and try your best to keep in touch. As Memorial Day approaches, we remember those that have died while serving in the armed forces. This is a more somber thought, but as I wear this uniform in front of you today, I remember some of my friends in the military that are no longer with us. Today, I am fortunate enough to lead a few folks from several different countries as we train NATO's next generation of fighter pilots. I consider my job a privilege, and I'm honored to serve our nation in my current career. The freedoms you enjoy and will continue to enjoy are available due to the sacrifices others have made for us. I'll ask that you not take this freedom for granted. I would like to personally thank all of you in this audience for supporting the members of our military. I expect that thinking forward from today's graduation is going to be a bit more difficult for you. I mean, you kind of know who to thank, but what next? Well, my advice on that front is to dream big. When I graduated, I had lofty goals, but I had no idea where that would take me. I knew I wanted to fly fighter aircraft, and I eventually reached that goal, but I could never have imagined the incredible things I would see or do, or the great friends I would make along the way. I've flown aircraft at well above the speed of sound at altitudes where you can see the curvature of the earth. I've flown over glaciers, oceans, waterfalls, and castles. I've traveled to countries like Iceland, the Netherlands, Germany, Canada, and even Iraq. I've pulled lots of G-forces and hurtled at the ground in other aircraft at speeds that would frighten even the most ardent adrenaline junkies. I can't imagine what's in your future, but it can be great. And all along the way, I've been able to work with squadron members who constantly strive to be the best they could possibly be. My original big dreams led to more dreams, even as some of those along the way weren't completely successful. Your future success will likely depend on how well you handle adversity and failure, so don't give up. If one dream doesn't seem to work out, set a new one and continue to pursue it. As you move on with your lives post-graduation, I know that there will be a multitude of things that motivate you. Some of my classmates are now doctors, some are lawyers, and some are broadcasters. Many work in corporations or in businesses here in town. They are all motivated by different things like stability, love, family, money, or duty. Whatever motivates you, I recommend that you be ready to work hard for it. Not much in this life that awaits you will be easy to accomplish. Success will be difficult at times, but as you move forward toward your goals, remember to have some fun along the way. Just be careful to not have too much fun. Okay, in closing, remember, thank those who got you to this point in your lives, your family, your teachers, and your friends. Dream big and keep dreaming. You all have incredible potential, but without action, it will just remain potential. Be ready to go out these doors and work hard for your goals. Thank you all for allowing me to share a few thoughts with you, and congratulations again on your graduation from Russell High School.
Thank you, Colonel Keaton. The Russell High School Band, under the direction of Mr. Brent Hunt, will now perform Elegy for a Young American by Ronald Lipresti.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. John Jones, Chairperson of the Board of Education of the Russell Independent Schools.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to welcome everyone here this afternoon. It's been a great program so far. For coming. About 150 of you after today, you're all going to be going in separate ways. Just always remember that it's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. I am pleased to announce the second Athletic Hall of Fame class. With over 90 years of athletic competition, the Red Devil Nation has been represented by many outstanding coaches, athletes, and teams. This year's class includes track coach Alice Lee, athletes Nathan Brown, Doug Foltz, Jessica Southers, Bob Bennett, Joe May, Larry McKenzie, and the members of the 1951 undefeated football team. There will be a reception in their honor beginning at 5 p.m. on Friday, September the 2nd, followed by a first home football game. And now on behalf of the Russell High School Alumni Association, I welcome the class of 2016 to a very distinguished group known as alumni. Graduates, you will always be part of the Red Devil Nation, and in a moment, you will be the 98th class to earn diplomas from Russell High School. The alumni at Russell are mighty in number and have many outstanding members. Some are in attendance today. If you are a graduate of Russell High School, would you please stand? The Russell High School Alumni Association is proud to sponsor the Outstanding Senior Awards, the highest honor presented to a graduating senior. The faculty has selected an individual, male and female, who best represent the spirit of Russell High School. The The selection criteria include excellence in academic achievement, character, leadership, extracurricular and co-curricular activities, as well as good citizenship. Nominated for Outstanding Female Graduate were Mariah Addington, daughter of Stephen and Christy Addington; Emma Eisen, daughter of Tim and Karen Eisen; and Bailey Salyers, daughter of Brian and Samantha Salyers. Tireless, undaunted, and encouraging are three words that can be used to describe this year's female recipient. She's not afraid to put in the time to be the best that she can be. She catches it whenever she can. Ever inspiring, she's her own brand of cheerleader. She's a home run in our book, and we dig that she's a Red Devil. She's made us better. Congratulations, Emma Caroline Eisen. Nominated for Outstanding Male Graduate were Matthew Ryan Eastham, son of Gregory and Margaret Eastham; Cameron Chase Keaton, son of Spencer and Kimberly Keaton; and Curtis Patrick Miller, son of Amy Miller. This year's male recipient has been described as a gentleman as well as a scholar. Humble, unassuming, and usually quiet. It's somewhat surprising that this young man can also make quite a racket. Humble in victory, gracious in defeat, he's the real deal. And if you're keeping score, it's game, set, match. Congratulations, Matthew Ryan Eastham. And now I am proud to present to you the graduating class of 2016. These students have completed the requirements for graduation as prescribed by the State Department of Education and the Russell Board of Education. I recommend that they be presented their diplomas with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto. Ryan Benjamin Bronstein. Emma Caroline Eisen. Cameron Chase Keaton. Alexander Tree Wynn. Heather Yvonne Short. Maria Christine Clevenger. Matthew Ryan Easton. Allie Elizabeth Wilt. Kinsey Lynn Moore. Hannah Desiree Thompson. Lauren Arrington Gross. Nathan Daniel Gunning. Matthew David Strauber. Lane Sparks McKenzie. Allison Joe Aldrich. Connor Eli Sloan. Daniel Amron Abulkadu. Kirsten Brooke Hensley. Zoe Nicole Jones. Andrew James Wolf. Troy Joseph Hammond. Benjamin Taylor Wilson. Omar Hassan Abulkadu. Taylor Jordan Shin. Bailey Leanne Salyers. Holly Renee Hensey. Curtis Patrick Miller. Nikita Joe Bryan. Preston. Chloe Mignon Porter. Christian Blake Campbell. Mariah Jo Addington. Jacob Edward Collins. Natalie Pappas Malika. Stephen Allen Schumann. Spencer Thomas Cole. Talana Dawn Cox. Alyssa Renee Roar. Ashton Eileen Young. Amelia Lynn Brannon. Tyler Austin Andre. Hannah Kristen McDavid. Anne Marie Elizabeth Mendiola. Heather Lee Seaton. Matthew Eugene Cox. Kaylin Leslie Goebel. Emily Jade Hall. Derek Bryce Shannon. Michael David Nestor. Victoria Brooke Lowe. Daniel David Mell. Isaac David Stevens. Andrea Allen Galloway. Morgan Rose Grubbs. Bradley Hunter Dolan Adams. Alexander James Samuel Williamson. Emma Malin Hamilton. Roderick Joe Tompkins III. Morgan Camille Bonderheide. William Thomas Keeney. Hannah Isabel Osborne. Jacob Blaine McKee. Jonah Gabriel Smith. Julia Celeste Herndon. Nathaniel Shannon Taylor. Isabella Joy Carpintero. Ethan Elliott Smith. Evan Tanner Boggs. Cassidy Renee Fultz. Jamie Lauren Schmidt. Austin Ray Adkins. Hannah Michaela Kelly. Keelan Jeffrey Rice. Baron Clark Hankins. Sophia Louise Quessenberry. Shane Austin Brown. Charles Braden Coons. Hope Elizabeth Gunter. Kyla Chase Klinger. Alyssa Ryan Muster. Nicole Perry. Rayanne Willis. Sarah Caitlin Preston. Amber Nicole Collins. Catherine Ann Looney. Timothy Sean McGuire. Zachary Martin Barker. Michael Dean Boyles. Cody James Brandenburg. Nicholas Arden Brown. Tyler Lynn Brown. Allison Talia Browning. Mason Garrett Bryant. Brittany Claire Cantrell. Morgan Ashley Croson. Jessie Caitlin Danner. Dalton Samuel Matthew Tyler Gibson. Bobby Francis Green. Jerry Lee Green. Caitlin Gabrielle Gullett. Peyton Shanae Hale. Whitney May Hale. Jacob Everett Hall. Caitlin Renee Harris Lewis. Jacob Tyler Bennett Howard. Samantha Jane Howard. Haley Nicole Hughes. Jonathan Taylor Jenkins. Cassandra Sue Johnson. Jordan Turner Lamori. Evelyn Lee Long. Shay Griffey Long. Michael Anthony Madden. Jacob Michael Martin. Jacob Robert McGinnis. Ashton Bailey McGraw. Charles Hayden Miller. Tanner Lake Miller. John Bedway Montanez. Juliana Lynn Pennington. Matthew Ian Roberts. Brody Addison Schroeder. Andrew Russell Scott. David Matthew Shore. James Roy Shaw III. Grant Clayton Smith. Samantha Brianne Smith. Samuel Lewis Smith II. Dylan Clee Speaks. Casey Michelle Stewart. Catelyn Amber Taylor. Derek Matthew Vitorino. Jordan Page Webb. Caitlin Dawn Wilburn. Zachary Evan Williams.
Will the class of 2016 please rise and repeat the class pledge? We're actually going to say it together. We don't have to repeat it. In the presence of this audience, citizens of the community, and faculty of the school, with strong sense of my responsibility, I promise to hold my diploma so no grace will come through my holding, to regard it as a claim upon my loyalty to my school, and to pledge myself to the service of God and my fellow man. We now invite the audience to stand and join us in singing the alma mater. Our closing words will be given by Heather Yvonne Short, salutatorian. May I present Heather Yvonne Short.
Russell High School Class of 2016, my congratulations. Although today is a day of celebration, it is only one milestone met in the path to all our futures. There are sure to be higher hopes to you tomorrow, and even higher ones the day after that. I can only hope that you maintain the dedication and fortitude necessary to have made it to this point. Even if the road ahead seems bumpy, remember these words by Alvin King. You cannot create experience, you can only endure it. So I ask you now, will you choose to embark upon new endeavors, regardless of how intimidating, or will you shy away from slight adversity? No matter the answer, don't be afraid to try, especially when it comes to new things. The end result may surprise you. Again, congratulations, Class of 2016. Go and experience what the world has to offer.
Thank you, Heather. On behalf of the Class of 2016, I'd like to thank you, parents, friends, and family, for your unwavering support and for joining us today. We ask the audience to please be seated for the class reception.